Everything you know about Sauron's plan is wrong. The Dark Lord's ultimate goal in The Lord of the Rings wasn't to reclaim the One Ring. It was to make sure it was destroyed. Let that sink in. The entire War of the Ring, the quest to Mount Doom, was not a race against Sauron getting his power back, but a trap to ensure his final victory. To understand this, we have to go back to the Second Age, to the moment of Sauron's greatest humiliation. The forging of the Rings of Power was a masterstroke. He gave rings to the elves, dwarves, and men, intending to dominate them all through the One. But the elves, led by Celebrimbor, perceived his treachery and took off their rings. His plan was already compromised. Then came the last alliance. Isildur cut the ring from Sauron's hand, and the Dark Lord's physical form was utterly unmade. For over 2,000 years, he was a mere whisper of malice, a powerless spirit gnawing at the edges of the world. But here's the central contradiction, the fatal flaw in the Free People's logic. They believed Sauron's return to power was tied to the ring, that if he got it back, he would be unstoppable. And they were right. But what they failed to grasp was Sauron's new, terrifying calculus. He had built his entire empire in Mordor without it. His armies were vast, his will absolute. The ring was no longer a tool for victory. It was his one glaring vulnerability. As long as it existed, there was a chance, however slim, that it could be used against him. His fear wasn't of someone else using it. No mortal could truly master it. His fear was of its destruction. Let's dive deep into the evidence. Sauron in the Third Age is a being of pure order and control. The ring contains the greater part of his native power, yes, but it is also a fragment of his soul, an anchor to the physical world. As Gandalf explains to the Council of Elrond, if the ring is destroyed, then Sauron will be robbed of that which he has for so long desired, and of which he is now in such need, a power to dominate all wills. But more than that, he would be permanently crippled, reduced to a shadow that could never again take shape. Elrond confirms this. If the ring is destroyed, then Sauron will fall, and his fall will be so low that none can foresee his arising ever again. For Sauron, the ring's existence is a risk. Its destruction is existential oblivion. So here is the twist, the brilliant, malicious comeback. Sauron's entire strategy in the War of the Ring is a feint, a psychological operation. He learns the ring has been found from. He knows it is in the Shire. He unleashes the Nazgul not just to find it, but to drive its bearer in the only direction Sauron believes a hobbit could go, to the one person Sauron thinks would use it, his old ally, Saruman, or to the safety of the elves at Rivendell. He cannot conceive that his enemies would choose to destroy the ring. It is, to his mind, an act of pure insanity. To throw away the ultimate weapon, impossible. So when Aragorn uses the Palantir to reveal himself, Sauron panics. He believes Aragorn, Isildur's heir, now has the ring and will march on the Black Gate to challenge him. This is exactly what Sauron wants. A final, conventional battle where he can crush this upstart and secure the ring on the battlefield. This leads us to the devastating second act of his plan. By the time Frodo and Sam are in Mordor, Sauron's gaze is fixed solely on the Black Gate. His will is bent there. The mouth of Sauron displays Frodo's mithril shirt at the parley, not as a bluff, but as a genuine taunt. proof that the spy they caught was inconsequential. He believes the real threat is Aragorn with the ring. This arrogance, this fundamental misreading of his enemies' hearts, is his undoing. He has left his heartland almost unguarded because the idea of someone willingly walking into Mount Doom is not a military calculation he can make. And now, the climax. At the cracks of doom, Frodo finally succumbs. He claims the ring for himself. And in that instant, the Dark Lord's perception shifts. He finally sees the Hobbit, not at the Black Gate, but in the very core of his power. The sheer, unimaginable terror that floods him is not that someone has taken his ring. It is the dawning, horrifying realization of where they are. All his armies, his Nazgul, his power, are milliseconds too late, focused on the wrong threat. His entire being screams toward Orodruin, but it is futile. And in the end, it is not heroism, but the obsession he himself created centuries earlier, Gollum's addiction, that completes the quest. The ring falls, and Sauron's fear becomes reality. The payoff is the ultimate irony. The Free Peoples spent the entire war trying to keep the ring from Sauron, believing that was the key to defeating him. But Sauron was fighting a war to keep the ring from being destroyed, believing his enemies would never try. His greatest lie was letting everyone believe he wanted it back. His true plan was to shepherd its bearer into a confrontation where he could finally secure it, or let it be taken by a weaker foe he could easily overwhelm. The quest to destroy the ring didn't defy his expectations. It was the one scenario his corrupted, logical mind had ruled out as impossible. In the end, Sauron, the master of deceit, was defeated not by a greater power, but by a mercy he never showed. The pity of Bilbo Baggins that spared Gollum's life. And that is the poetic justice that unravelled the Dark Lord forever.